How's it going, everybody? This is Dave Whipple, and you're watching Bush Radical. One of the things that everybody needs if you're going to be out in the back country for any amount of time is a headlamp. And the headlamp market has changed so much in the last 30, 40 years. It's just amazing. When I was a kid, me and my cousins would go raccoon hunting, and it was like a car battery on your hip with like a headlight on top of your hat and straps and whatnot. And that sucked. But luckily, the world of headlamps has come a long, long ways. And with LED technology, you can get a light that you can turn on and throw it in a drawer, and a month later open the drawer and it might still be on. It's amazing the longevity and battery life you can get out of a headlamp. I just wanted to give you guys a little look at the headlamp that I choose to use most of the time and why I choose to use it. Let's start by saying one of the criteria for a great headlamp is it gets dim. Listen to what I'm saying here. You want a headlamp that gets dim. There are headlamps on the market that literally, once the battery gets to a certain life, the headlamp shuts off. You could be 100 yards from camp going to the bathroom at 4 o'clock in the morning when your headlamp shuts off. There's a little story from Alone that never got aired. It never got shot. I don't think anybody knows about it, but just a few of us. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, there was a time during filming Alone, I couldn't find my knife, and I was pretty sure I left it on the rocks where Brooke and I would go to fish. And at about 1 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, I gotta know where my knife is. So I got up, threw my rain gear on, put my headlamp on, and I walked a quarter of a mile down this big point out onto the rocks where Brooke and I fish. It's pouring rain. It's the middle of the night, and I'm down there like right by the drop off of the ocean on these rocks looking for my knife. And you know what? That retarded headlamp that production gave us to use, it shut off. Because that's the kind of headlamp that was. It would get to a certain battery life, and as opposed to getting dim, it would shut off. And there I was, standing out on the rocks next to a 20-foot drop-off into the ocean, pouring rain, and it's pitch black. And I literally had one of those moments like, I don't have a clue what to do right now. Anyways, I yelled and screamed for Brooke, "Hey!" She thought I fell in. She got up, put all her gear in, and come out, found me. I had managed to walk off of the rocks, hand and feet, and I made it to the woods. I don't even know how. And I walked maybe 10 feet in the woods, and it was black as tar. I couldn't see anything. And I just stood there and waited for Brooke to show up. But that's the point about headlamps. They need to get dim. They can't shut off. Never buy a headlamp that will shut off to save battery life. The headlamp that I use most nowadays is this guy. And it's a Rayovac. You can buy these things at Tractor Supply or Menards or Lowe's has them, I think, Home Depot. And it's a very simple headlamp. This one has one LED. I want to say it's 100 lumens. It's as bright as a spotlight when you put fresh batteries in it. It's got 2 settings. It's got dim and bright. No strobe or nothing like that. The strap on it is pretty decent. I would appreciate this headlamp more if it had one wide strap, but it's got a strap that goes around your head, and it's got a strap that goes over top of your head. So when you put this headlamp on, you know, it's kind of a situation like that. But it's plenty comfortable enough. It does adjust, which is one of the most important things about a headlamp. It's got to adjust. Otherwise, the lights here and your eyes are down here. But the beautiful thing about this headlamp is they claim it's indestructible. They claim it's been drop tested onto concrete from 30 feet or something like that. And you're not supposed to be able to break it. And the batteries last just as long as any other headlamp with the same lumen rating. It's very comfortable to wear. The adjustment works really good. And here's the beautiful thing about it. They're super cheap. I think I paid $12 for this headlamp, brand new. It's a solid piece of gear. And it's not pretentious. You know, there are headlamps out there you can drop a $100 bill on. And what do? You click the button and they make light. And they take batteries just like this guy, and they probably will last just as long as this one. Even Petzl has some pretty expensive headlamps, but they don't do anything that this one doesn't. You know, maybe they've got a red lens for, I don't know what the red lens is for. Saving your vision when you turn it on at night to look at something, I guess. Maybe they have a, maybe they got a strobe, but, you know, really, a headlamp only needs to do one thing. It's a flashlight that goes on your head, so you can have both your hands free while you're working. And this guy does fantastic. Now what I would really like to do is show you the features of this headlamp. But that's the beautiful thing about it, it doesn't have any. It's got the one LED light bulb. It's got a lens. This is kind of a rubberized plastic. And then the back case is hard plastic. It adjusts. It adjusts as far as it needs to go in both directions, so the adjustment's fine. There's pretty much the strap set up. It goes over top of your head. I think that's what I love about this one the most, is it really doesn't have anything. It's just, you turn it on and it's on. And you dim it if you want to save your battery a bit, and then you shut it off. It doesn't have a different colored lens. It doesn't have a strobe, and I don't really know when I would need a strobe. In closing, this would be my pick for if you're going to go out and buy yourself a headlamp. This would be the one I'd get. It's a Rayovac. Go figure. What's a Rayovac? That's like your grandpa's hardware store battery company. Old company. It's been around a long, long time. This product, as far as I'm concerned, is as good as any other headlamp that you can buy. Now I will say this. If there is a downside to this headlamp, it's a little bigger than some of your headlamps on the market. And it probably weighs a little bit more. But then again, it does come with the claim that it's indestructible. So drop a Petzl from 20 feet onto a sidewalk, drop this one from 20 feet onto a sidewalk. This one's supposed to live, no guarantees on the Petzl. I think this even comes with some kind of a lifetime warranty or something to that effect. Either way, you get a lot of headlamp for your money. And I've yet to have a problem with it. I've yet to find anything about it I don't like. I guess if you're a backpacker, that extra half an ounce might matter to you, but honestly, most of us are looking for a piece of rugged gear that does what it's supposed to do every time we need it to do that thing, and you don't have to worry about it. And that is what you get with this headlamp. Thanks for hanging out with me during this headlamp review of the Rayovac Indestructible Headlamp that's cheap. Thank you guys for watching Bush Radical. And be radical, eh? See you soon.